when I was pregnant with actually both of my children, I was obsessed with my body.
I love that.
I like would look in the mirror every night, or I would like be brushing my teeth and like pull up my shirt and like look at my belly and like have like my husband look at me and be like, look at how good I look.
We got.
We can do this. All right.
We know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing.
We
Cheers.
podcasted before.
Hey guys. Hey guys. Welcome back to another episode of Moms Off Script. I'm Meg.
And I'm Mere. And tonight we are going to be talking about pregnancy and fitness during pregnancy, which neither of us are actively in that phase.
We are not.
Luckily. But
if you are,
good for you.
Good for you. Good for you.
But we have been in that phase. So I'm excited to get into that. I think we both had very different approaches to it and like different mindsets about it. So I'm excited to talk about it with you. But first, how was your week?
My week has been good. I think it's just been really busy. I was in New York over the weekend. I had a bunch of stuff going on this weekend. I had a couple the kids had birthday parties.
We did too.
Busy weekend.
Yeah.
So all around, but the week's been good. Yeah. What about you? How's your week going?
My week is lovely. Nothing noteworthy. I would like to admire your sweatshirt.
Oh, thank you.
You look so good.
So do you.
Oh my God, thank you.
As well. We have some merch, guys. If you haven't checked out our store, it is online. It's linked in our bio. These are exclusives.
Megg and Mere
exclusives. Megg and Mere exclusive, but there's some other really neat stuff.
There is cute stuff.
So we hope you can shop our merch, check it out.
How wild would it be if we saw someone out in the wild that like we didn't know with our merch one day?
That would be crazy. I think we're going to.
I would poop my pants. I would just be like, oh my God.
Please call me when that happens.
I would poop my pants and then I would text you.
I feel like,
oh my God.
And then you need to make a TikTok about it.
Hey, TikTok, here's the story of how I poop my pants.
And then we can make a podcast about it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But yeah, check out our merch. It's really cute. So we love our logo. Thank you, Lexi.
Yes, shout out to Lexi who did this custom design for us. It's amazing.
Fantastic. So check it out. And shop some Moms Off Script
merch
stuff. Yeah.
Should we talk about fitness?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to start? Talk to me about like where you were coming into pregnancy and like how you were thinking about your fitness during your pregnancy, or were you? Or were you just too tired?
No, I was. I got pregnant pretty quickly after my wedding. Going into my wedding, it was COVID, and I was working out so much.
You were in like wedding bride mode.
I was in like wedding bride mode, exactly. So I was pretty fit to start. And, we've talked a little bit about it in the past. I've had a pretty active and fit lifestyle, but that has like gone in waves, right? Like I've had years or phases of my life where I like have not worked out at all and been in like funks, for better or for worse, like for lack of a better term. And I was definitely in one of those phases pre-wedding.
Okay.
I had broken my wrist the summer before my wedding.
Oh.
So I was just like kind of like not really doing anything active. And then COVID happened. So I was able to get right in the gym like that April or May when gyms started opening back up.
Okay.
And
your wedding was August.
My wedding was in August. So COVID happened in March. Things started happening virtually. I actually organized a virtual 5K for work.
Look at you.
So like that was my original motivation to get back into, or a way to get back into fitness for my wedding. And then I joined Orange Theory.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yes. I joined Orange Theory in maybe, I don't know, June, late May, early June, to get ready for my August wedding.
Okay.
And I so very quickly became addicted.
It was your whole personality.
I was like obsessed.
I don't know anyone who just like casually goes to Orange Theory. Like if you go, you are like one of those people.
Yeah.
And like no shade, good for you. That's amazing.
It's hard.
It's
Orange
Theory
is legit. Yeah, I became one of those people.
Good for you though.
Yeah, it was great.
So you felt great going into your wedding.
I felt fantastic going into my wedding. And then I stuck with it. I mean, because we started trying, and I wanted to be in a decent shape, and we got very fortunate. and I was still in the swing of it. So I was still going. I talked to my doctor.
I was going to say, you know what we should do? We should do a little pause here because we're going to talk about fitness during pregnancy, but we're going to talk about our experiences, and we are not like giving advice to be like, oh, here's what you should do to work out during pregnancy, right? I know the general guidance is like whatever you've been doing, you're safe to keep doing. But if you are pregnant, like talk to your doctor and decide what's right for you.
100%. Like that's a good kind of clip
disclaimer.
Yeah, this is, and that was something I was going to get into as well. Like that was like the first thing I did was talk to my doctor. Yes. I also, fun fact, obviously my husband was with me when I took my pregnancy test. I don't know if that's obvious. I feel like I always find it so interesting
when people take it by themselves.
Yeah, when people take pregnancy tests by themselves.
Both of mine were by myself.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the first one I told immediately, but I wanted to know.
I don't think that like he watched me pee on the stick, but like he knew what I was in the bathroom doing.
Okay.
And like he set the timer.
I love that. Both. That's really cute.
Yeah. But anyway, the first person that I told I was pregnant was my Orange Theory teacher.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was like so nervous.
That makes perfect sense.
And my husband didn't want to tell anybody until 12 weeks. We compromised on that. We'll talk about that another time. But I had to tell somebody, and I had to tell my Orange Theory teacher because I was like really nervous about it.
Yeah.
So what my doctor told me was whatever fitness you were doing prior, you can maintain.
Yes.
Basically, he told me like, don't add a significant amount more, but like if you're already doing something, like your body's used to it.
Yeah, my doctor pretty much told me the same. Like whatever you're doing, keep doing.
Yeah. So I did Orange Theory up until the day my water broke with my son.
God. like unmodified Orange Theory, like to that level of intensity?
I think probably by like week 28, I was starting to do modified.
Okay.
If you know anything about Orange Theory,
I don't really.
So they have a dry try, which is like a semi-annual thing. I think they do it twice a year. It might only be once a year. But it is a triathlon.
Oh, okay.
Not in the water. So you do, I don't even remember. It's X number of meters on the rower and then X number of body weight movements. So like push-ups, step-ups, burpees, all of that. And then a 5K on the tread.
Just a casual 5K.
Just 5. Yeah.
Sounds like my
goal, I want to say I was somewhere in the high 20s for that weeks along.
Okay.
When that happened at my gym, and I did the whole thing unmodified.
Holy balls.
Yeah. It was really, you could modify the push-ups. So I did all the push-ups on my knees. I did not do all the push-ups, but it still counted as a true dry try with no modifications if you did it on your knees.
Wow.
So it was really cool.
And you like felt good through all of that?
I felt fantastic.
That's amazing.
I will say I had one crazy moment with my son. So my first pregnancy. I think I was like 8, 9, maybe 10 weeks pregnant at this point. And I was running on the treadmill and I nearly had a panic attack because I was afraid I was going to give my baby a concussion.
Honestly, that's such a valid first time like pregnancy.
I know. And
fear.
it was one of those moments where you're like, when you're pregnant, no matter how like educated or uneducated you are on the topic, like you go crazy.
Yeah. And that pops in your head while you're running.
I was like, my background is in fitness.
Yeah.
Right. Like I am a college coach. My background is in fitness. I know a ton about concussions. It's physically impossible, but I'm literally having a panic attack because I'm afraid I'm going to get my baby a concussion.
Oh my God.
And I almost had to stop the run. I didn't.
You worked through it.
I worked through it. So.
Oh my gosh.
But that was my first pregnancy.
Okay.
So what about you? What was your thought process about fitness going into your first pregnancy?
Yeah. So I'm going to preface this with, I feel like I'm one of those, or I was one of those annoying people that like was generally pretty tall and slender, just kind of naturally. I was definitely very active. I was a dancer my whole life growing up. I danced in college. Like,
well, your mom's pretty tall and slender.
Yeah. So like that kind of just runs in our family. Like, and I would eat like a linebacker and still nothing. Right. So that was kind of how I was going into it. And I definitely had never really worked out to like lose weight or like have physique goals. It was just like I was dancing, so I was active for that reason. But going into my pregnancy, after the first few weeks where I felt exhausted, like I had to take naps in the middle of the day, and all I was doing all day was like in meetings for work. Yeah. I would take a break from a meeting and be like, I'm just going to go lay down for 2 minutes, and I would fall asleep and miss the next meeting. I was so tired. But once I got through that first like 12-ish weeks, it was like week 13, I was like, okay, I can finally function again. I structured my approach to fitness during pregnancy around my desire for a low intervention birth. So I really wanted to try and have an unmedicated birth. I believed a lot in the ability of my body to birth my child, and I really wanted to have that experience. So I started doing a lot of prenatal yoga, a lot of meditation, a lot of breathing exercises, and that was really what my focus was. I did a little bit of prenatal strength, but like not a ton. My focus was very much on like yoga and breathing and like putting myself in uncomfortable positions and working through that pain and like the mindset of working through pain and all of that. So it was not a fitness approach so much as it was like a mental game almost. And there were benefits like physically as well, because I was moving and I was stretching and I felt so good. And like there were nights where I would do yoga in front of the TV watching Jeopardy just to move because it felt good in my body. Right. But that was definitely my approach, was like mentally, how do I prepare for this birth? And physically, how can I move my body in ways that I will prepare myself for the labor experience?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So would you call it like a birth prep? Physical fitness for birth prep type situation?
Yeah. And it's not like I was following a regimen or someone was teaching me what to do. I was just like, this is what feels good in my body. And I did a lot of the Peloton prenatal yoga classes.
That's really cool.
I loved those things.
Do they have a lot?
Now they have way more. Like when I was pregnant with my first, there were a handful, and I had like my favorites that I would do over and over again. When I was pregnant with my second and I approached it again, I was like, wow, there's so many more classes. Like a bunch of the instructors had gotten pregnant in like the intervening years. So there is a ton of prenatal yoga content out there. And now there's a lot more prenatal strength as well.
That's amazing.
So for my first, that was definitely the approach, was like breathing, stretching, physical readiness for the labor process, mental prep for the pain process, and working through discomfort and all of that. So kind of different, but yeah. So my approach for my second pregnancy was very different. Was your approach for the second one different as well?
My approach was not different at all.
Okay. Still Orange Theory?
Still Orange Theory. I had moved at this point, so I was going to a different location, but it was the same teachers. Okay. So like the two studios shared instructors, which was phenomenal. So the instructors already knew me. I had continued going in between, or not in between. Once I was cleared, I waited a little while and then started back up. With Orange Theory. So I was going while we were trying for our second. Yeah. So I was kind of still in the swing of it. I was not nearly as obsessed with it as I was with my first. Life had picked back up. Yeah. I mean, I had a baby. It was no longer the COVID, but my approach was so similar. When I was doing Orange Theory with my first, I felt the strongest I've ever felt in my life. I also am not one to like love what I look like all the time, but I can tell you, when I was pregnant with actually both of my children, I was obsessed with my body.
I love that.
I like would look in the mirror every night, or I would like be brushing my teeth and like pull up my shirt and like look at my belly and like have like my husband look at me and be like, look at how good I look. So I love that. I just felt so amazing. And so, and I say that in a sense of like the way I looked in the mirror, I felt like I looked beautiful. I was not the person that loved pregnancy. I wasn't the person that hated it either, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I can't wait to be pregnant again and again and again. Yeah. But the way I looked, I never felt more beautiful. I never felt more sexy in my entire life. And so that was really, really cool for me to experience. And so when it came to my second, I felt like this worked. I'm going to do it again. And it also helped with my mental strength. Yeah. It helped keep me in check. My mental health was so good because I was moving my body. And I like to pick heavy things up and put them down. And I like to run. And I also felt like running outside when I was pregnant it just didn't compute for me. So like having a teacher or an instructor like pushing me on the treadmill, telling me what to do and knowing where I could and couldn't, like where I could modify it was so helpful.
Okay.
But my fitness journey quickly came to an end a little early with my daughter.
Yeah. So talk about that part.
Yeah, that was interesting. Here's a fun story, guys. So for my second, I had to stop going to Orange Theory at 30 weeks.
Okay.
And I actually was cut off completely from working out at 30 weeks. So I talked a little bit about the dry try. There was a dry try during my second pregnancy as well. And that was happening on a Saturday. I don't remember what day of the week my weeks flipped over, but it happened on a Saturday. And Friday night going into it, I was ready. I was so excited about it. I was like, I'm going to do the dry try with both my pregnancies. It's going to be great. I'm so amazing. Well,
foreshadowing.
So I had been put on iron maybe 4 or 5 weeks prior to this. Well, no one told me the side effects of taking iron. Not my doctors, not my husband. Everyone knew them, but no one told me.
They probably assumed you knew.
Yeah, well, everyone knew. I didn't.
Maybe we should educate just in case.
Well, iron causes constipation. Constipation when pregnant can cause false labor pains. I had not gone to the bathroom. It had only been 4 or 5 days, and I didn't. That's even pick a long time. It is a very long time for me. Didn't even pick up on it. I was brought to the hospital. I was admitted for false labor, and I was given an enema.
There you go. Cleared you right out.
Yeah. My husband was with me for most of the night. He did ask as soon as he found out the procedure that was going to take place if he could leave the room, and I said, Please go now. And he did.
Oh my God.
So that happened.
So then at that point they said, time to cool it.
They said cool it. Yeah. I mean, and they were basically like, your son was 3 weeks early. We don't know what's going to happen with this one. And where we're at in the process, like we're done working out.
Yeah.
And that was really devastating for me, but it allowed me to focus on lots of other things.
Yeah.
And I got to walk a lot and like do other things. So it was not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But so while my approach and my like mindset behind fitness going into my second pregnancy was the same, my journey was a little different.
As it should be, but that's good that you listened to your doctors and like adapted. And I love that your mindset around it was like, okay, that is what it is. We're going to focus on something else. Right.
Right. I mean, at that point it was like, I didn't have a choice. And I'm not going to lie. I feel like I made like a really dumb decision, or like not a dumb decision, but like I made a dumb calculation and I just didn't know about this like side effect.
Well, it's not dumb. That's just, you just didn't know.
Yeah. I just didn't know. And so like for the next couple of weeks, I was just, taking my Miralax and my Colace every once in a while.
Making sure you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah. And I got through it. So tell me about your approach for number 2.
So number 2 was different for me in one significant way, because my first, I was able to have an unmedicated birth. Okay. I did feel as though my prep and all of that really helped through navigating the pain and the contractions and all that. The one thing I was not prepared for was the physicality of pushing. And like, this is my dumb thing, right? So I'm a dancer. I have a strong core. I'm like, I'm just going to push this baby right out. That's going to be the easy part. I was like, I'm so strong. I will push this baby out. No problem. Wrong. No, I pushed for 2 hours.
2 hours?
2 hours with contractions like a minute apart.
Oh my gosh.
Think of like, I don't know, 100-ish pushes. I was losing it.
I can't even imagine that.
No, you can't. It's not even fair.
I'm sorry. It took me 7 pushes a baby.
I got there on the second one. Okay. Second baby was a push and a half, but the first baby.
Okay. So like on average, we even
on average, it was fine. But yeah, that experience was brutal. And I was blown away by how physically demanding it was to push for that length of time, how physically strong I had to be. Not just to push, but to hold my body in the right positions, to squat, to roll over, to like push down, like all these things. I was physically wiped by the end of the experience. So when I was pregnant the second time, I still want to do my yoga. I want to focus on breathing and meditation and all those things for the mental preparation and like the feel goodness in my body. But I put a much bigger emphasis on strength and pregnancy during my second pregnancy. And I think that helped a lot. I think my second pregnancy, she was born a lot faster. And I only had to push for a push and a half. Some of that is down to it just being the second pregnancy.
Right.
But I also felt so much physically stronger during that pregnancy than I did during the first. And I also want to note that in between those two pregnancies, I was crushing it. Like my girlfriend, yes, my girlfriend was doing this like physical fitness training program.
Okay.
Like she was launching this like small group fitness programming thing. And I was like, oh, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I did this like 12-week strength training program that finished like the day I found out I was pregnant. So I was in kick-ass shape. I looked so good. I felt so strong. And I wasn't like trying to get back to like pre-baby, right? Because this is after my first. But I was just like, I just want to stay active, and I'm supporting my friend with her program. And I felt so good. And part of me was like, damn it. Like it feels so good. And now I'm pregnant. And now I'm going to have to like go through that whole cycle again. So it was important to me to maintain that some level of that strength and fitness, in hopes that not only would the birth be a little bit more manageable this time in terms of my physical strength, but also so that my recovery afterwards, I could find myself back. I don't even want to say back, find myself moving forward and with more strength after that pregnancy.
Yeah. And that totally like comes back to what we were talking about before, and the idea of like going into the pregnancy or like continuing in the pregnancy with like whatever fitness level you were at.
Yeah.
And like, it sounds like for your second, you felt like you were at a higher fitness level going into it.
Definitely.
So you could maintain a higher fitness level throughout the process.
Completely.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, how do you feel like your physical fitness impacted your recovery afterwards, or did it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it did. I mean, who's to say?
Right. You don't have a comparison.
Right. Like I don't have a comparison. And I think, I mean, I don't know. I felt very good after, relatively speaking. I think I was able to move pretty quick. I did have a vaginal birth. So it was, 6 weeks, I was healed. You
weren't dealing with like a C-section
I wasn't
recovery.
dealing with a C-section or any sort of surgery or hernia. So, I felt pretty capable of movement. I also had stairs in our house, so I was moving up and down the stairs after my husband went back to work. So I felt like that it didn't hinder my experience to be able to do those things.
Yeah. So I'm tempted to get us into like postpartum, but I think that's its whole separate episode, and like that, working out after giving birth and getting back into things.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely another
I'm like
episode.
pausing after recovery because
well, tell me about your recovery.
My recovery was really good both times. Yeah. So one of the nice things that not the reason I didn't have an epidural, but one of the nice things about not having an epidural is that you're able to get up and walk right away, and they encourage you to get up and walk right away. So that like movement was part of the recovery process, like pretty much immediately. For both of them, I followed kind of the 6 week, taking it easy, that kind of thing. After my second, it's harder to do that because you're chasing around a toddler. Like I was definitely much more active in those 6 weeks after my second compared to after my first. But
I would agree with that.
Yeah, but both times I felt good and like settled in my body relatively quickly, and was eager both times at the 6 week mark to be like, I'm ready to start moving again and getting
for
back
sure. And I think like, we're not going to talk too much about postpartum here, but the idea of like getting up and moving was something that I really felt attached to. And I don't know if that's because of the fitness piece or the mental health piece or just
all of it.
like the whole thing. But like just putting the baby in the stroller and going for a walk was like just something that I looked forward to every day.
Yes.
And just moving my body again.
And not being pregnant and moving again.
And not being pregnant and moving again.
Being able to do all the things again, reaching down and touch
my toes. One of my goals for both of my pregnancies was to touch my toes the entire pregnancy. I don't remember.
Failed. I would have failed.
I don't think I was pretty close.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I know towards the end of my first pregnancy, I have pictures of my husband putting my shoes on because I was just like, I just can't. I probably could have touched my toes, but I was like,
yeah,
why?
I think like every week, like I would take like my pregnancy picture, especially with my first. I don't think I took a pregnancy, but then like in that process was like my time to remember like, oh, like I want to see if I can still touch my toes. I want to do this thing.
Yeah.
So if you could give a pregnant person 3 pieces of advice about fitness during pregnancy, what would they be?
Oh, okay. So I'm going to kind of cop out on the first one and say, talk to your doctor, which I know we already said, but while the general guidance is do what you've been doing and you're probably safe to keep doing that, you just never know. And always do what's right for you and talk to your doctor and make sure you have a good plan that you feel comfortable with and they feel comfortable with. So that's number one. Number two, I would say don't be afraid to modify, right? Like all of us, or I'll speak for myself. I feel like I get a big ego and I'm like, I can still do it. And I don't want to modify until I have to. Modify, do what you have to do and like let your body be where it needs to be. If you have to, right? If you feel good, keep doing what you're doing. But like, if you're trying to do something and you're struggling, you're like crunched on your belly, like adjust.
We were recently in a yoga class and you used blocks for something. And then you talked to me after and you were like, no, if you bring the floor closer to you, you get a better movement out of it.
Yes.
And so the idea of like modifying is actually positive. Like spin it. It's a good thing.
It's not like, oh, this is too hard and I'm changing it. It's I'm adapting this movement to work for my body.
Correct.
So try and think about that mindset. My third piece of advice would be to try and shift your mindset from a outcome-driven goal to more of a mindset-driven goal. Because when you're pregnant, you're not really supposed to be chasing goals around like PRs and like losing weight, like obviously not. So if you're used to working out that way and having a goal that's more outcome-driven like that, I really encourage you to think about shifting your mindset towards more of a celebration of what your body can do, even during pregnancy, even while you're growing a human, and thinking more about how you're preparing your body for the birth and recovery process versus like a number on the scale or a number on the squat rack.
Right.
That's what I would say for my three. What about you?
Well, you stole my first one.
You can say it again.
So
it's important.
Again, a disclaimer. Make sure you're talking to your doctor. I think that is huge. So I'm going to take number one and say it again. Talk to your doctor. And the thing is, like, this is what our doctors told us. Or like, and you had a different doctor than I had. Your doctors might tell you something different than what you're hearing.
I had friends who were told different things. They were like, no, you should rest their whole pregnancy.
Like my piece of advice around that is like, listen to your doctor. Don't listen to everybody else's doctors. If you want to seek a second opinion, go for it.
If it doesn't feel right, like
if it
do
doesn't
that,
feel right, obviously seek a second opinion, but like,
hopefully you have a good doctor that you trust.
For number two, for me is really listening to your body. And kind of similar to like not chasing PRs or anything like that, but like you can decide that you don't want to do fitness when you're pregnant.
Oh yeah. We should have said that at the top.
Yeah. If you want to just embrace your pregnancy and sit and figure it out and not do fitness, like
you're growing a human.
Okay. That's enough. Growing a human, right? Like you are a host.
Yeah.
Right?
Truly.
100%. And so whatever you need to do for your body is what's right for you. Obviously, if your doctors are telling you to, get up and move, do that. But like, do what's best for you and your mental health. And your mental health and your physical health might not need the same things.
Oh, so true.
And prioritize what you need to prioritize in that movement.
Great one.
Advice number 3, I'm hung up on. Advice number 3. Whether you are choosing fitness or no fitness, whatever you are choosing for your pregnancy journey, drink water.
Oh, great one. Yes.
Like, no matter what, if you're working out, you're going to crave the water a little bit more. But I was so thirsty in my pregnancy.
Same.
And I think that I would have been just as thirsty had I not been working out.
Yes.
And so huge piece of advice, drink water. No matter what your fitness level, you are, I just said it, a host. You are growing a human. You need all of the water, all of the nourishment, all of the replenishment that you could get.
All right, Megan, are you ready
for
the lightning round? Yeah, I do need my lightning. I do need my lightning round. I do need my phone. Okay. Are you ready for the lightning round?
I'm ready for the lightning round.
I like this one.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
Okay.
I'm not going to get stumped. You've literally
I have stumped you a few times.
In this
I'm going to get you at least once. I know it.
I'm prepared for you tonight, Meredith.
You didn't cheat, did you?
No, I didn't cheat.
All right, ready?
Ready?
Here we go. First trimester, rest or workout?
Workout.
Strength, cardio, or yoga?
Strength.
Indoor or outdoor workouts?
Indoor when pregnant.
Okay. Favorite labor prep exercise?
Oh, geez. Probably squats.
Preferred push-up modification during pregnancy.
Pushes on my knees.
On your knees. An exercise you missed during pregnancy.
Oh, I don't think I missed any.
There's nothing that you like couldn't do?
I will say swimming because it was COVID and I didn't have access to a pool.
There you go.
So what I would have loved to swim my entire pregnancy, and I literally did not have access. It was the one time in my entire life that I did not have access to a pool. It was awful.
Terrible.
Yeah, that was a good question.
Last one. More frequent shorter workouts or less frequent longer workouts?
More frequent shorter workouts. I preferred to work out daily.
I was the same way. Not daily, but shorter workouts.
Yeah. And just to be very clear, all of these answers were like
you personally
preferred to me.
Yes. No. Yeah. Not speaking for the masses.
Yeah.
Excellent. I can't believe that you couldn't swim during your pregnancy.
It was awful because my whole life is swimming.
I know.
And it was like the perfect time to be swimming. And I could, and side note, I really, really, really wanted to have a water birth.
Oh, why didn't you?
Because it just wasn't in the cards for us.
Wasn't in the cards.
Yeah. We can get into it another time.
But it was, when you tell your birth story.
Yeah. We'll
teaser.
Yeah. Someday I'll share my birth story.
My first pregnancy, I was not in the water like at all because it was mostly wintertime like then. Yeah. But my second pregnancy, I gave birth at the end of August. I lived in the pool that summer. I was just like, see you later. I'll just be floating here.
I mean, I went in the pool with my second pregnancy because it was the summer for a lot of it, but like I didn't swim laps. Like I didn't do active workouts.
Oh no, me neither. I was just vegging. Yeah. I was like floating is the one time I had some relief.
Right?
Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for listening to another episode of Moms Off Script.
Plug the socials.
Yeah. Okay, girl.
TikTok and Instagram, we are Moms Off Script. Follow us there. We have some good content out there. We usually post some like little extras and bloopers and other funny things in addition to the episodes. And then if you have comments or questions or feedback or a story that you would love for us to share on air, email us at momsoffscript@gmail.com. We'll check with you before we read anything on the air, but we love getting listener mail that we can possibly share with everyone.
Yeah, we love to hear it. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Check it out.
Get your hat. Get your sweats.
Yeah, love it.
Get your stickers.
Oh yeah, stickers. Stickers are a big one. And there's some really cool hats in there. So
thanks so much.
All right, thanks again.
See ya.
Woo!
That was good.
That was really good. I like that.
Moms Off Script is created, designed, filmed, edited, and produced by Megg Abelein Meredith Finch. Music by Matt Lee. Photography by Michelle Montineri. Graphic design by Alexia Dulieu. And production consultants Nick DiVasta and DiCicco.